What up, everybody? It's your boy Larry from Larry's Vlogs. We are going at 24 miles an hour right now. The reason why I'm going 24 miles an hour is because I realized last time I was going at about 34, and you know, yes, I like this e-bike. I really do like this e-bike, but the problem is that the battery drains, and I'm not gonna say it drains fast, because it doesn't, because you know, it depends on how you ride it. You could ride it hard, battery's obviously gonna die, or you could ride it like this, which I don't need to go too fast going to work. The streets are pretty much lonely, so I got it on mode 3, which is still considered legal. You know, you're going on 24 miles an hour, which is still considered legal. Once you start going over 24 miles an hour, that's considered illegal in the eyes of the law, right? So anyways, that's the reason why I'm going at 24 miles an hour. But this is what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about today is not too long ago, maybe about 2 weeks ago, I believe, Surronster, I don't know if you guys know Surronster, you probably don't, because you don't keep up with the e-bike community, but Surronster's one of the biggest e-bike YouTubers right here in California, and he got his bike stolen about 2 to 3 weeks ago. At least he posted it about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, saying that he left it outside in his truck. He left 2 bikes outside in his truck, and only one of them got stolen, right?
Well, this is what I just woke up to. Spent the night at a friend's place. I went to bed with 2 bikes in the bed, and I'm waking up and this is what I'm looking at. There's only one bike. The E-Ride Pro Mini was just stolen. They left the charger, f***ing idiots. They scratched the hell out of my truck. Look at this. So my guess is they took the E-Ride Pro Mini out like that, dropped it right here. They went through the rest of the truck. This is exactly how I found it. There's probably fingerprints and stuff, so I'm not touching anything, but we got some stuff that was inside my helmet. I'm so thankful they left the helmet. This was my only concern when I realized I got robbed. The SD card is still in there, so I still have all my content from yesterday. They went into the front. I'm sure they went into the back too. This is exactly how I found it. They went into the console. There were a couple quarters gone. Like, they literally stole the dimes in here. Everything's out of here, but it's meaningless. It's just the helmet's still here. The gate was open. I just closed it, and I called the police. We're gonna see if they can do anything. My guess is they're gonna do absolutely nothing, but they're on their way. This is the crime scene. The E-Ride Pro Mini is stolen. This is a new place I've never slept at before. Probably never gonna sleep here again, so this seems like a totally random robbery. This wasn't targeted. They probably saw the truck from the street, opened the gate somehow, and I don't know, maybe they recognized the truck. But let's see what the police have to say. There is a camera up there, so hopefully we can get the footage out of that. A lot of cameras are just for show, but hopefully that's legit. The police did eventually show up, and they filed a report and told me to go to a specific building to take fingerprints on the truck. That is the police building where they do fingerprints. Before I go in there, time is of the essence, and I need to take justice into my own hands and ride the RTR around looking for this bike. Los Angeles is the biggest city in the country, so the idea of riding around just looking for my bike is ridiculous. But that police station is just around the corner from Skid Row. Skid Row is one of the sketchier parts of LA, and I had a buddy who had his bike stolen, and he found it in Skid Row that same day. So let's take a little stroll through Skid Row and see if we see a mini E-Ride Pro. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? Good, man. I'm actually looking for something. I'm looking for like a red mini bike. It just got stolen yesterday. Have you seen anyone riding around on like a little red bike? Okay, you holler at me if you see it, all right? I appreciate you, bro. You have a good one. I gotta say, I was really impressed with the police. I didn't expect them to show up at all. They came in about an hour and a half, which is fine. It's not an emergency. While I was talking to the police, I'm listening to their radio, and they've got the craziest calls coming in. Man with a gun threatening a child, you know, armed robbery at the local bank. Like, these are all going off on the radio, And I'm just thinking, man, I almost feel bad having them stand here looking for my stolen bike. And I told them that. I was like, hey, if you guys have going on, don't worry about this. They were so nice, and they said, no, this is a crime, and we're gonna follow through on it. I don't think anything's gonna happen. I think that report is gonna go into a pile that no one's ever gonna read. But the two gentlemen that came, super awesome. I'm not seeing any E-Ride Pro Minis just yet. If I stole that bike, first thing I would do is spray paint it black or any other color than red. So I'm just looking for any E-Ride Pro Mini. In fact, there's a store around here that's famous for selling stolen bikes. I might pull up to it. Let me see if they're on Google Maps. I don't think they are. I'm looking at the local bike shop. I don't know if it's the one I'm thinking of, but there's a bike shop around here that just sells stolen Surrons all the time. And that's where my buddy saw his, now that I'm remembering. I'm just now remembering that. But again, I'm not sure if it's this exact store. I don't want to throw them under the bus. I'm not accusing them of anything right now. I'm just checking. They must have got closed. Hey bro, could I ask you a question? I'm looking for a bike shop. Do you know where the nearest bike shop is? Yeah. They're closed though, huh? Alright, thanks man. And it's tax season too. My accountant's calling. Hold up.
We're having problems with the state of California, and they're aware of their own problem. Okay, I'm going to file it now.
Thank you so much.
All right, man, go have a good day.
Thank you. You too. Man, the government, for every $1 I earn, I pay with the money you already paid tax on. All right, we're back at the station right there. Nobody stole the truck. Okay, that's nice. Tax my income and then make me pay more tax when I want to buy something with the money I already paid tax on. That's the real robbery. I have no idea how to get in here, so I'm just gonna go in here where it says no public parking. Hey, here to get some fingerprints. I was told this might be the building for it. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. They told me to walk up these stairs and hit the buzzer on the door, and the police will come out. I buzzed it. Somebody answered. They told me a phone number to call. I called the phone number. He told me to hang tight and they're gonna come out. I only waited for 5 minutes and this gentleman came out to fingerprint the truck. The most likely spot to find fingerprints is on the button that opens the console. Because I did touch the handles within the hour and a half I was waiting for the police, I didn't expect them to come. He's using a brush to dust the fingerprints and lift them off with a clear tape. It's simple, but he says they catch a lot of people like this. And he also turned out to be a subscriber too, which is so cool. In this video, we unboxed the new 72-volt E-Ride Pro Mini. Had an absolute blast with the gang before someone broke in overnight and stole it. I've got a couple spares, so don't worry. As always, thank you so much for watching until the end. As they do.
So, this is what I gotta say, right? Because not only did he get his bike stolen, but maybe a few months ago, another big YouTuber, e-bike YouTuber, which goes by the name of John Hicks, he also got his bike stolen from his car.
How we doing, folks? Welcome back to the channel. As you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, my bike was stolen from me. I was burglarized in the middle of the night, 1:30 in the morning. Someone broke into my car in the most over-the-top way, caused as much damage to the vehicle as possible, and stole my e-bike and my helmet. This story's kind of crazy, so I'm gonna try and break it down as clearly as I can from the top. Favorite bike did, my E-Ride Pro 3.0, my workhorse, the bike that's been through me through pretty much thick and thin through this entire year. We took it to all the protest coverage we did, all up and down LA. Pretty much every video I did this entire year has been on that bike. So this hurts a lot. It actually, it's never fun to have things stolen from you, but this one was especially like, damn, you know, like, damn. Yeah, it sucks. But let's get to the entire story. So at 1:30 in the morning, someone breaks into my car. They're going up and down the street. This is the only clip that I have. I talked to everybody who lives on this street. Nobody has footage of it except for this one grainy clip we have of them looking inside of a car of somebody else on the street, but not mine. After this person goes up and down and cases vehicles all up and down the street, they make it to my RAV4, my beloved Toyota RAV4 that I've had for 5 years and has gotten me through thick and thin. And upon getting to my RAV4, they flashlight inside and see something laying down. What is that something? It's my bike. I kept my bike in the car overnight, something I very rarely do. Very rarely do this, but I started to make it a habit because, you know, I just started getting lazy. I'm gonna be honest, I just started getting lazy. I left my bike in the car. I keep a blanket over it so you can't see at all that there's a bike, right? There's something under the blanket, you can tell that, but you wouldn't know that it's a bike at all. There's just no way to tell, actually. There's just no way to tell, in my opinion. Maybe they did. Point is, they realized that there was something under the blanket, so they broke the window. They got in through the driver's side window. They opened the door. They rifle through my my center console. They pass up on my ID, all of my credit cards, which they could have ran up tens of thousands of dollars on if they wanted to. Didn't take that. Didn't take actual money that was in the car. There was money sitting right there that they actually pushed out of the way, and this money was sitting on the driver's seat. After, I can't make it, just hear me out. They go through all this stuff. They only take my e-bike and my helmet. But the thing is, like, in order to steal my e-bike, the easiest way to do that would be to open up the trunk of the RAV4, right? To just do that. However, I had my truck parked right up against the bumper of the car, so that the way that you would think someone would want to steal it, that was impossible. They somehow managed to get the bike out through the passenger side door. I have no idea how they did it. I have no idea how it was possible. Here's a clip that I got from the morning of me realizing that it happened. I filmed it at about like 6 in the morning. All right, here's the scene of the crime. Damn, how many times have I pointed this out? And it happened to your boy. So, I kept my bike overnight. Look at this damage, bro. Unbelievable. Kept my bike back here overnight. They didn't take the battery. I don't know how he got the bike out through here. So I had this covering the bike. Someone must have saw it, realized there was a bike under here. They left the battery, of course, and they dragged it out this way, causing a ton of damage to the car itself. I mean, this panel, this is one panel. I don't even know if this is one panel that can be replaced. Also part of the door frame. Just absolutely cooked. Looks like he tried to get it out through there, which is stupid because there's a truck right there blocking the... Anywho, all the times I pointed out, and then it happens to me, man. Unbelievable, unbelievable. So yeah, my E-Ride 3.0, they somehow, this is one guy, we have camera, it's one guy, pulled it out through here, which I didn't think was possible. I don't know how, like, I don't know. He must have done some crafty stuff to make that happen. But a lot of damage to the inside of my trusty RAV4, bro. I'm way more upset about the damage to my car. This vehicle has gotten me through thick and thin. And jeez, bro, about the bike, that sucks. But I do really care about this. This is that sucks. That sucks. Gosh. Well, yeah. You know, obviously you're not supposed to keep your bike in your vehicle overnight anywhere in LA County. I'm not even in LA, but yeah, unlucky. So there you can see they use some type of tools to do it, I think. Like, I'm not really sure what the problem, like I said, there's no footage of this, unfortunately. Like, I wish, that's all I want is like some type of a video. I talked to everybody who lived up and down the street that I was parked on. Nobody had anything except for the one grainy clip of the guy going in before. I don't know which direction he took the bike. I don't know if he took it in the vehicle. I don't know if it was a homeless person that was robbing stuff. I don't know if it was just like a smart thief. There's nothing to go off of right now. So I wake up, I see that this has happened. As you see in that video, they left the battery. Anybody who knows anything about these bikes knows that the battery is more than 50% of the price of the entire thing usually. So they didn't even know what they were taking. It's like, even if it is like a smart thief, they saw my helmet because it reflects and it's like a really nice helmet, right? So I don't know what their like idea was in their head about what they're gonna do. Like, if they think they're gonna start their own like e-bike adventure, but they forgot the battery, which is $3,000 on its own to get a battery for that bike. Secondly, my bike is sort of identifiable depending on how they decide to, I don't know what's gonna happen next with it, but so after all this happens, I come out, I see this, I'm like, okay, I just get straight into action. I call insurance, I call a body shop, I take the vehicle to the body shop. They're like, dude, this is like $10,000 in damages. Yeah. Because of all the, like the spots that they use tools on are very difficult parts of the vehicle to repair. So I don't know. That's the quote. I have insurance, so I'm not really worried about that. Just pay my deductible, let them handle it, whatever. And I also have renter's insurance for the bike and the helmet itself, so that's going to be the next process. Take care of that. I had to file a police report. But of course, what is any man going to do when they get their stuff stolen? They get in the vehicle and they go drive around and look for it. So that's
Now they both live in pretty decent neighborhoods. I want to say out of like LA. It's not as close to LA. It's probably, I don't know, in the outskirts of LA. I just want to say the outskirts of LA because I don't know exactly where they live, but they live in a nice neighborhood. They make decent money, you know, making YouTube videos and probably sponsors or whatever. But so they both lost some very expensive e-bikes. I want to say Surronster's e-bike probably costs a little bit more than the regular e-bike, more than $6,000. It probably costs about $10,000, and because he modifies his e-bikes, he always mods his e-bikes. But as far as John Hicks, his e-bike probably costs about $6,000-7,000. Either way, the bikes got stolen, right? So they both left it in their cars and they got stolen overnight. Now that's one thing that I kind of get, I don't get scared, but you know, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen type of shit, right? But I do try to be careful on where I park it, and you know, how I move, right? Because there's people that's always watching you. You gotta understand, people are always watching what you do, man. No matter what and how you do it, man, people are always watching you. And that's the scary part, man. The scary part is that you think that everybody is minding their own business, but they're not, you know. So you got to be careful how you move, especially if you have a big channel, and especially if you are showing off different e-bikes, because then people, you know, they're like, ah, well, he can afford it, I'm still it, or whatever. I mean, I don't know what the mind of a thief is, right? But I'm just saying that you just gotta be careful how you move. And I'm pretty sure it hurts, you know, because they do pay for them, you know, obviously they pay for them. Some of them do get sponsored. I believe, I'm not sure if Ross Stunts gets sponsored by e-bike companies, because he gives a lot of them away. He just gave up Yasma, and the Yasma is pretty expensive. I mean, the cheap end is like $1,300. The new one is about $2,400. So I don't know if he gets sponsored by them, but I know he just gave one away. He gave away a Happy Run, the G300, which costs about $2,300 or $2,200 right now. So hey, shout out to all of them regardless, you know, shout out to all of them. But anyways, what I'm getting at is just be careful how you ride, with who you ride. And if you're presenting your e-bikes online, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or YouTube, be careful, man. Try not to show too much of yourself, and try not to show too much of like your surrounding places that you visit a lot, because people could be waiting, man, and it sucks, right?